Jesus Christ, this conversation's getting steamy. Oh, I'm gonna have to take the pants off. Why do I even have pants on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Anime Summit podcast. It's your favorite bitches who get stitches because we aren't snitches. Or no, because we are. Because snitches get stitches. Right?
Snitches get bitches, dude.
Oh, that okay. So we
No, they
we
don't.
do snitch.
No,
okay.
they don't. They get nothing.
All right, with me I got Mac.
Somebody once told me.
The world. Tom, say my name.
Oh yeah.
Say my
I
name.
thought we were gonna continue. I thought you were
I just
gonna continue
peeked.
the song. Okay, sorry. And we got
Say my name.
we got
Say it.
news anchor
Heisenberg.
Nick Boner.
The world was gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Now repeat all that for 10 hours.
I was telling Nick earlier.
That was my day yesterday.
I was telling Nick earlier that my favorite all-star or meme was the one where every word is just replaced with somebody, so the whole song is just the word some.
Yeah, that's always funny when there's comment chains and someone just says the word some, and the next word is buddy, and then you're just like, oh
here
shit,
we
they're
go.
going all
Here
the
we
way.
go. Yeah. Somebody,
Yeah.
somebody, somebody, somebody.
Yeah.
Now auto tune that shit. All right.
Well, they kind of had to make the word, fit in with the melody. It was just kind of funny, but
Dude, we need to make some AMVs with that song. But like actually just use that song for every single AMV.
just the somebody version, or
Yeah,
Yeah.
put like your line April or something. Put it for clan ad.
Comes
Ushio's just like laying in the snow.
laying in the snow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play.
but have like a rotoscoped version of the lead singer in the background, like walking in the snow. Like,
Oh, man.
oh my god,
That'd be great.
Now I'm gonna learn how to.
It would actually kind of work for sword art.
I'm gonna learn how to rotoscope now just to do that. So later in the episode, we're gonna talk about watching the first time and then rewatching. Now you may think,
Versus.
okay, what are you gonna talk about? Well, I'll tell you, because there's actually a lot to this. There's a lot to it. It's in your watching habits. It's everything when you're watching anime. So shut up.
Shut up.
Let us talk.
Yeah. All right. Moving
Just tell
on.
our fans to shut up. Everyone shut up
Including
and listen to me.
including
Leave, like,
Smokey.
20
including
second pause
Smokey.
right there.
Smokey, shut up. Sick
Yes.
of this fucking cat, dude. He eats
That
the
little horse slut bitch.
No.
Smokey.
I like for the longest time Nick thought I was saying horse slut bitch. But I was saying
You were saying a whore.
I was saying horse
No,
slut bitch.
I like horse slut better.
Horse slut.
Think about it. Think about it. All right, moving on to
Wait,
the news.
All right.
Maybe that's why you see mostly males in the profession of being horse jockeys.
Horse jockeys, horse.
Yeah, it's horse jockeys, not horse jackies,
All right.
dude.
No, I'm saying.
So, but obviously, before we get
Speaking-
into
taking
this,
two
to the
minutes.
main topic,
Speaking of fucking the nut.
Yeah.
we're gonna.
They should have a race for that. Just girls jerking off a horse.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was a
They're
Japanese
just like,
game show.
and Sally's in the
It wouldn't
lead.
surprise me if it was a Japanese game show. Let's be serious.
2 years of semen.
But listen,
Would you listen to that whinny?
just look at it. But fucking we're gonna pick waifu of the week, and we're gonna go on to the news.
Horse orgasm.
Sir, were you?
If anyone's seen Berserk 2016, they'll know what I'm talking about.
Would you say that you were using horse tranquilizer before you competed in the Olympics?
Were you not?
I mean, why wouldn't you?
sounds like Archer.
I mean,
Yeah.
I want,
Okay, so
I
get
want
in-
that
let's get in the
deep
news,
kind of
boys.
love, that kind of penis and foreskin kind of thing.
I want that prolapse kind of love, you know?
Okay.
That's like a band. That's like a song title. Prolapse kind of love.
What the fuck?
It's a It's a ballad. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Moving on to some real stuff.
I'm sorry.
So,
horse orgasms
the
are
H3
real stuff. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
They're
about.
very real.
Oh my god.
But so in the real world of YouTube, H3 Productions, they're like this pretty big YouTube channel. They got embroiled in a legal battle over some guy claiming that they were abusing, that they were defacing his channel and costing him money, blah blah blah, and then not applying to fair use. And this started last year. They started a whole account fund for their legal battles and all YouTubers, and they named it FUPA. And this came out last year, I believe. And they used FUPA. It stands for Fair Use Protections Account. They used that and I think some other support to battle this guy who was like wrongly accusing them of like libel and defamation and all that stuff. Basically, all they were doing is a parody and commenting. It was commentary on his YouTube video, and he didn't like it, so he sent them a message. It was like, "Oh, you guys should take that down, or cease and desist, stop, or else blah blah blah, or else I'll take you to court." And then he's like, "Okay, let's just do a settlement, $4,000." And they're like, "No, fuck this guy. Like, we're not gonna pay him money because then he'll go and bully other YouTubers."
Yeah.
So they battled him for a year and they won. They won in this like, it's actually like a pretty landmark case for like fair use on YouTube, because the judge, they described it. They had a podcast about it. We can link it in the show notes, but like they described how the judge was super clear and like firm in their ruling, and and he was like, the way he was talking about it, he's like, "Yeah, whisper matter of law in my ear." Oh, that gets me off. Because they were talking about like the whole battle, and it just took so much effort from their part. Like they had to read like hundreds of pages of legal depositions and other shit, and like they spent over $50,000 on the case, like maybe more than that, I think. And they finally beat this asshole. And it's like, it's going to set a precedent for fair use on YouTube for like people sending frivolous claims against, like parody videos and all that other shit. So that this can apply to anime potentially in the future. That's why it's a big deal. And it was like the top post on Reddit for a while too. So we'll link all that in the show notes. But yeah, I mean, Sam and Mac, do you guys have anything to say about it?
I mean, first of all, and I'll try to be quick, sorry. But like, this happens all the time. There are plenty of YouTubers who show another YouTuber's clip and comment on it and do funny things with it all the time. And then this one guy decides to be like, no. And honestly, it kind of just seems like he went after them because they had 1 million some subs. And it's just like, dude, you're clearly in the wrong. You're being kind of a dick. And I mean, Nick pretty much said it all. Like, it's if that guy would have won, the guy who was suing in the first place, it would have set a bad precedent for fair use. It would have made people more anal. It would have made, he would have bitched, he would have won the case, then he would have went to YouTube and said, "Look, I won this." And then YouTube would have been dicks to the rest of us. And that's just...
I can't remember. I think his name is Haas or something. What is his channel? We need to like shame him.
Bold guy.
What's his name?
I think it's Bold Guy. I don't remember. I think his name is Matt Haas.
Matt Haas. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Sorry, dude. Like,
right?
you can't do
He's
that.
not kind of a dick. I'm gonna go farther than that. He is a blight on society. He should not post anything on YouTube anymore. He should be fucking paraded around in the streets. Put him in the stockades.
Put it in the grass.
Throw
Just
eggs
put
at
it
his
in
face.
the grass.
Put eggs in his ass. Everything with eggs, because fuck that. Like, what good is that? He's a leech. He's like, what? There's nothing positive about what he was doing. Because like what they were doing was obviously a parody. It's just like they're critiquing shit. They're not like, they're not saying that he did crimes. They're not like slandering him or anything like that. what the fuck's he doing? He's wasting people's time. And you know, they were talking about how they might pursue further action, you know, to reclaim some legal fees, and that would bankrupt this guy, which I hope they do. I hope they fucking bury this bitch. Fuck him.
You know, all I gotta
just hate
say
that
about
shit.
this.
I hate when the content is behind the
all
wall.
I gotta
and shit.
say about this is
Censorship.
copyright needs to learn its fucking place. That's all I'm saying. People have gotten
put a little respect on
way too touchy about shit.
Yeah, well, and the YouTube system is broken. It's like automated and it's bad. And they just didn't. Basically, YouTube just doesn't want to deal with you're on YouTube. It's the opposite of America. You're guilty until proven innocent.
God, these guys.
That's essentially what it is.
This guy's videos look all terrible and stupid.
Yeah. And his videos are probably bad too, so
They look-
whatever. You can make bad videos, but if you're gonna do this shit,
They
then
look
fuck you.
dumb. They look super dumb.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this will be good for anime though. So this kind of relates to anime. There's honestly like no anime news this week, unless I missed something big. But fuck it, like
No, yeah.
this is more important
is
than
pretty
any of that
important.
anyway. So
It's pretty important
No.
too,
So,
especially because
Let me tell you.
we
Yeah.
do have fans that come up to us on our Discord and say, "Hey, I'm doing a little anime blog on Tumblr. Help me out." And we're like, "Hey, man, talk about this. Talk about and it's important for them too. You know what I mean?"
yeah, and yeah, it's like a pain in the ass to get anything uploaded. We had some trouble earlier getting some stuff on YouTube because it kept getting caught in their copyright web or whatever the fuck bullshit
Yeah.
that is. And it's like we weren't doing anything wrong.
We weren't.
But hopefully this is a step in the right direction. So that's why it's good.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah, what else? There wasn't really.
That's
Let me
like
tell
about
you.
it.
Let me
There's a
tell
couple
you,
of
there
things,
is one big piece of news. We are a total of 1 week closer to Violet Evergarden.
Oh shit!
That's coming out next year. So
We're
Like
1
6
week
months.
closer. 1 week closer.
there was a clip of Violet Evergarden in the new Giguk video. Oh, speaking of. Well, I mean, there's a couple of like cool anime videos came out this week. The first one of them was the Crunchyroll Expo panel with Digibro, Arcada, Giguk, Kanapa, and I believe one other guy. That guy's, it's like, I'm just forgetting his name right now. But anyway, all big YouTubers, and it was cool. I just like that stuff, like where you can have a panel with like industry experts. That's always fun. So we can link that in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And then Giguk made another video on how the anime industry is becoming more mainstream, and he goes into it. That was cool. And he showed Violet Evergarden on there, Max. So there. Segued.
Segue.
But I have to say it so you know it's
we should definitely hit up a con one of these days and like do a panel.
Oh
or
yeah,
something.
dude, we got to do a convention episode, dude.
That was
'Cause we didn't do that this year.
That was a
Convention
question. That was a
episode.
question that was on last week's episode, and we definitely are working on it. I'm definitely working on it because I know I drag these guys down a lot when it comes to that stuff. But anyway.
Oh no, I mean not just recording there, but like we could record a podcast episode about conventions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Definitely.
We'll
Oh
do
no,
both, but,
we
you know.
we can wear microphones around and wear little recorders and just I'll edit it all together.
Yeah,
Because that'll turn out
Yeah.
good, right?
Just vlog it. We could vlog it too. Put it on.
I'll just make like a 10-minute video, and the only audio in it will be whenever we go and take a piss.
Yeah, whenever we
Just
Mac peeing. Anyway,
That's the sound it makes.
Zwarp.
do we want to say anything else about news?
McGregor Mayweather.
listen.
What kind of idiots would bet on the guy who doesn't box? Like, what are you doing?
Okay, that's number one. Number two, if anyone thinks that either of them lost, they didn't because they both walked out with millions of dollars. So
they both made like $100 million or
yeah,
more.
like they posted pictures on Instagram with just their money laid out on the plane.
And one, like Mayweather can't even read, so like,
Yeah,
look at me. What am I doing?
right. That
Oh yeah, Houston Hurricane.
that
Oh, sorry. Were you gonna?
no, that's what I was gonna say. Was I know we have
Okay.
listeners and fans, and And
We have at least one in the Texas area.
yeah,
No, we've got a few in
we
the
got
Texas
we got quite a
area.
few over there.
We have
Yeah.
upwards of one.
One is very
Upwards. We have more than one, and I don't know, maybe less than like Tree Fitty. I don't know.
Yeah, one's very active on
Alright.
on the Discord, that's for sure. But listen, American Red Cross is doing stuff. There's a bunch of other organizations doing stuff. Make sure you do your research before you give your money. Obviously, if you are going to give money. Otherwise, I know there are Facebook groups out there right now of people getting road trip ready to drive on down there to volunteer and help. And do all that kinds of stuff, so you can Facebook search that stuff for real.
Yeah.
Anyways, I just wanted to send my love to all you guys down there and all of our listeners down there. All of our listeners are my friends. I love you guys. Stay safe. Save the dogs. Because
Kill the animals, like on Metroid
Yeah, kill the
speedruns.
I do. I always save them. Anyway, let's move on to.
I'd brutally murder them.
It's because you're a terrible person. Okay, let's move on.
Much like real life. Much like real life. No.
Let's move on to Waifu of the Week. Listen, Nick was like,
Have we done this one yet?
No, we haven't. And
We haven't.
This is very terrible because Nick is the one who put it, and I was like, wow, I didn't even think about this. But Miss Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop.
From Cowboy Bebop.
See you later, Space Cowboy.
Oh,
Just like the sticker on the back of my car.
she is so divine.
Dude, Faye Valentine is like she's like one of the first like masturbatory cartoons that men of our generation know.
Nick probably saw Faye Valentine.
She's a
and
she's
he
a
was like-
formative.
Nick saw
female
Faye
figure
Valentine, and he
in
was
my
probably
life.
like, "Huh? Why is my underwear all of a sudden getting smaller? Oh, what's going on here?"
I'm like
Oh.
the Indian guy on Bebop. I'm like, she make my penis the big penis,
What the hell? Every time she's on
and then the white water come out.
Meanwhile,
God damn it. Every time she's on screen, I'm just like, yes, queen. Fuck. You are the shit. You own that shit. Fuck everyone.
Red-eyed coyote will arrive at midnight.
Fuck-
so
God damn
I'm
it.
sure it took Nick at least a few weeks to get through Cowboy Bebop, just for the simple fact that he had to stop and pause the episodes multiple times to just sit there and fap,
As you do. I mean, yeah.
as one does. As one does.
As one does. As one does.
It is known. It is known, you know. As they say in Game of Thrones, which just ended. That's news right there, Game of Thrones. But yeah, dude, Faye Valentine,
Oh, come
Baberino,
on.
dude.
Everybody's talking about Game of Thrones. Nobody
If
talks
she were a
about
president-
the last ship. That makes me sad.
Schwing.
Wait, what last
schwing.
ship? Dude,
The last ship.
Game of Thrones is evergreen, bitch. That's monoculture.
Everybody
knows Game of Thrones. Biggest show
Everybody talks
on
about
Earth
Game of
right
Thrones.
now.
What about the last ship, man? Just
I'm probably
It's a
the
little
only
show. It's
person
shit,
on this
man.
podcast who doesn't watch Game of Thrones. Like,
I do
don't
not
think Mac
watch
does.
Game of Thrones.
Actually,
I'm the
I
only
would
person who
rather-
does. This is insanity. Anyway,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just never got into it.
Maybe you
what's,
should get
what's
into
up?
it,
What's up, bro?
bruh.
You want to fuck?
Get into it.
You want to fuck?
I'm not opposed.
Gotta pull out that Aquanips line. Shout out, you faggot. Same. Hot.
Same.
That's gonna be on his tombstone. It's just gonna say same.
It's just gonna. It's not even gonna say his name. Just same.
Same. No, it'll have another tombstone, and then his will have an arrow pointing to that one saying same.
No, have two of them side by side with the arrows pointing back to each other. Just same.
Yeah. And then actually, better idea. There's only one tombstone in the whole cemetery that has anything written on it, and everything else says same, but it's all pointing to that
You have to
one.
understand, the first time I met Chance, when I went to go play card games with him, to teach him how to play White Schwartz, and he taught me how to play Naruto card game. And there would be times where I would laugh so fucking hard because he just said it all the time. And there was one time where I was like, oh, fuck, you know? And he just goes, same. I'm just like,
Same.
God damn it, dude.
One of the chillest people you'll meet.
Yeah, dude.
He is pretty chill, but he does have a shit taste in his favorite waifu.
That's why he's Anime Summit production assistant.
Whoa, let the man defend himself. Let's not.
I mean, I'm just saying
not
you
besmirch
can't.
his
I'm just
name,
saying
all right?
you can't really give massive props to somebody who loves Ononoki. Just saying.
I can, dude. Are you? Look at her.
Dude, you're the guy who said, "Man, I think I got a thing for autism," and he's like, "Yeah, Ray Ayanami, woo!" I mean, come on now.
Yeah, dude.
You gotta spice things up a little bit. You gotta have a little bit of feistiness. Not none of this. Hi, I am a walking vagina. Please insert your penis into my love hole.
My name is Bender. Please insert girder.
Please insert girder.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
come on.
I'm gonna
Sometimes
dude, fuck
I
this.
just don't want to deal
I'm
with
gonna have
shit,
my own
you know?
Anime Summit with blackjack and hookers.
And hookers. We should actually try to get a hooker on the cast at one point.
What the fuck?
I'm not kidding.
This just in. If you're listening to this and you happen to be a hooker, please contact the Anime Summit production assistant.
Dude, there's
Whatever, sex
there's
worker.
nothing
close
wrong
enough,
to
whatever.
being a sex worker / escort / hooker at all.
There's a lot right with it.
//
We need that. Anyway, dude, there's
I
a lot
mean,
of there's a lot of those in Game of Thrones. Brothels, bro.
You thirsty dog? What?
All right, let's
Game of Thrones, I am.
let's
dude.
get on to the main topic, shall we?
All right.
Jesus.
Wow, we just spent like 30 minutes, or well, maybe 20
no,
minutes.
that's perfect. That's perfect. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good, dude.
Okay,
This
everyone,
topic's actually
okay,
it's
chime down.
gay. This topic is fake and gay. We don't care. Turn off the podcast. Okay.
Bacon kids. Listen.
For some reason, I thought he said bacon.
What are the
It's bacon gay, dude.
rewatching
It's bacon-
versus first
been
time?
gay.
It's like Ben Gay.
Been
with
gay.
Rewatching. Neo. Nah, 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 nah. Sporin. Nah, nah, nah.
Why isn't that your intro? Like, seriously.
I didn't think of it. Betty. My name is Betty.
Okay, well, let's go on to the main topic, anime
Google
stuff.
search.
Finally.
Compound to the fist. Listen.
I think we literally haven't talked about anime this whole
Rewatching
fucking
versus
time.
first time watching. Okay. Now, this is actually.
Let's check Urban Dictionary. What is watch?
Okay, look it up.
I'm just
look
kidding.
it up.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm
Let's
no,
see
but
here.
this is really important though, because this is part of your. I thought about this a lot today, okay, and yesterday, when Nick shared me the Google Doc.
And the day before that, whenever he was pooping.
Whenever he was pooping.
Mm-hmm.
got to do it, man.
The thing is this is part of your watching habits, whether you think it is or not. It plays a big role in it. Because there's deciding factors in every show and things like that. But this also has a lot to do with anime now versus back then. And I don't want to get into that too much. I just want to use that as a thing here. So I'm going to make my first point, and Nick might have to help me a little bit because he can articulate points like these better than I can. So feel free to interrupt.
Yeah, maybe not today. I'm still a little sick.
I know. But feel free to interrupt me.
Yeah. Just
As you can all
forget
hear me coughing,
just forget
unless
about
Mac
me.
edits
The
that
only
out.
thing I'm good for is editing these fucking episodes. I'm gonna go
Mac,
cry
the only
in the
thing
corner.
you're good for is that sweet ass.
And fixing my car. Anyways,
That too, yeah.
uh,
Meant that as a joke, but you know, take it as a
now Mac has a boner. Anyways,
I do
It's a
not.
pronounced boner.
I have a negative boner. I have a Y boner.
completely flaccid.
I'm straight, by the way, like real talk.
not.
So I was making a joke, but yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Here's my point, though. Because I was thinking about this. I was trying to explain it to Trisha because I was trying to. Sometimes I make her my guinea pig when I'm trying to make points when I'm preparing for a show. And the thing is like this, right? I was thinking about, okay, so I've watched a lot of anime recently, especially because before I got on this show, I wasn't watching it enough. Okay, and I have no problem admitting that. But
well, no, if you're not on a show, you don't have to watch anything.
oh yeah,
It's
sure,
fine.
no, yeah, true that, no, yeah, but definitely being on here definitely made me watch more, and I am okay with that. Is what I'm saying. But the thing is like I was trying to think, okay, what in the past year even would I rewatch? Because
Nagi no Asakara.
yeah, I might actually. But like, I
don't see myself.
I was
rewatching
even
that
just talking about like new stuff because I've watched so much like I would definitely rewatch Mob Psycho.
That could be a category for our end of year awards. What is the most rewatchable?
It could. It definitely could. Because
that's a little weird category.
Because I was trying to think. I was trying to think really hard, and it was really
New Game, baby.
Dude, it was really hard for me. Like New Game, maybe because here's the thing.
Because they're so fucking kawaii.
And here's the point I'm trying to make. A lot of the way that anime is written nowadays that are not slice of life are like, it's such a build up to something that happens at the end. And it's like, once you get to that point, is there
yeah, it's plot driven. It's like super plot.
Is it right?
A lot of stuff.
I feel like that's definitely more the case now than it was back then. Because I'll go back and rewatch Evangelion and Nadesco and a bunch of those other shows.
Yeah, but you can't compare those to like run of the mill, 5 out of 10.
But those were
season,
were run of the mill back in the day.
No, they weren't.
They were.
No, they weren't.
They were a show that was like airing at a time.
That's like you're thinking of something different though, because those were. That's like the. Let's compare Shogun Roku Rakugo Shinju to a random show from like 1993. Which one's going to be better? Like the best show of the year or a random show?
I'm saying that Nadesco, there is
is your favorite anime. Yes, we know.
But I'm saying that those shows, even other shows like Generator Gall and a bunch of other shows from back then.
So you're talking about the genre then? You just
No, I'm not even talking about the genre.
Sci-fi.
I'm not even talking about just the genre. I'm talking about even Cowboy Bebop. They were.
Those are all sci-fi shows, Tom.
Oh my
Every
god!
single one you mentioned.
Okay, Soccer Wars. There's one that's not sci-fi. Oh, okay, that kind of is.
Soccer Wars.
That kind of is.
Soccer Wars.
Sakura Tyson, whatever.
Soccer Awards.
Soccer Awards. But like, they're not. They were more. Even if they had even if they were plot driven, they were still somewhat episodic and rewatchable. Nowadays, the animes nowadays that are plot driven are almost completely plot driven, and every episode is a build up to the climax.
See, but the thing about that is that there is still a very big rewatch place for plot driven shows because it's really hard.
Yeah, like Game of Thrones.
At least with most anime that you'll watch. It's pretty hard to have a plot-driven show, but not have very impactful characters, and that also plays into at least my personal rewatch value. And usually, if you've got impactful characters and you have an impactful plot, usually the rewatch value is pretty good.
Okay, good point.
Yeah.
Good point. I'm just saying, okay, because even Shinsekai Yori, right? I would rewatch that for sure, but that.
Well, that show's gorgeous. At least some parts of it.
Okay,
most
true.
of it.
That had some.
Except for the CG catapults. Those are fucking weird.
The overarching theme of that show, though, is like really important. Like, and I think it's the way everything plays out is really cool. I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
like,
Sam. I think you're just you're confusing average shows with the best of the year.
Nah.
And of course, the best of any year is going to beat the average of any year.
Nah.
This is like comparing Yuri on Ice last year to Hibike Euphonium.
Yeah, they're both like a 6 out of 10. Oh my god, we just lost every female fan. Sorry.
I mean,
when I
that's
said
kind of
that,
what I get
10 out of
for
10.
saying. That's kind of what I get for saying those two shows.
But like no, like
yeah, those.
No, like
that's.
Well, no, Crunchyroll had Yuri on Ice.
I'm not articulating what I'm saying right. I don't know.
Crunchyroll can suck my dick.
I'm not articulating what I'm saying right. I'm saying that
I think you're talking about like the writing style.
Yeah.
Shows that are like kind of they got like this overarching plot, and then they have.
I feel like even plot-driven shows back then were still more rewatchable than they are now.
Well, you got some nostalgia bias there too, and then also all of the shows you mentioned are sci-fi. So you like that genre more.
I was not trying to
like
just keep it sci-fi.
School.
I wasn't
Oh,
trying
man.
to.
You hate.
Dropping-
for example,
dropping.
you don't like the school setting, right? And aside from maybe something like K-On!, you're not going to rewatch most school shows. Like I don't think if you're watching Gamers or whatever, or I'm just talking about stuff from this season, like maybe Classroom of the Elite. Like that's not really your favorite setting.
I would rewatch.
Right?
I would rewatch Keijo.
That's not school though.
It is a
They're out of
school.
school. It's not high school. It's post high school. But like, yeah, no, it's a fucking great show. Like it's hilarious.
So, Sam, would you rewatch
But-
Golden Time?
I've never seen it. I've
what's Golden
heard
Time?
mixed reviews on that one. I've seen the first 3 episodes on it.
What's
but yeah.
Golden Time?
Let
Takes
me
place in
let
college.
me let me give you like a 10-second heads up on this. Ghost Bonry ruined the whole freaking show. Don't even bother.
Yeah.
And on that bombshell,
So like,
Jesus Christ,
let's-
this conversation's getting steamy.
let's
Ugh.
let's
I'm gonna
ask.
have to. I'm gonna have to take the pants off. Why do I even
let's
have
ask a
pants
question
Get naked.
here. So,
on? Get naked. Might as well.
Sam, what was your main point there? That you feel like
I-
the new shows have less rewatchability?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was trying to
Okay.
say
Shit.
that the writing nowadays compared to back then, both talking both about plot-driven shows, the rewatchability is like it's like okay, I'll use Conan the Detective as an example, right? Each episode, there's like solving a murder.
That's totally episodic, though.
No.
It's
I know.
not plot-driven.
I'm just using the.
We got to stop saying plot driven. I feel like we're not using it right.
We might not be, but like I mean,
Also, I don't think it's important. Here's the thing. I'm going to go on a little tangent real quick.
okay.
Sorry,
No,
Sam.
go ahead.
A couple of seconds. Plot doesn't fucking matter to me. Fuck plot. Plot is gay. It's fake and gay. The only things that matter are how cool are the characters and how good are the themes
Okay,
and how good
you
does
might
it
have-
look and
you might
sound.
have a
That's
point
it.
there.
Fuck
Yeah,
plot.
No, I get what you're saying, but like,
All right?
I'm just saying, like,
Look at Cowboy Bebop. There's barely any plot in Cowboy
I'm-
Bebop, and it's one of the best shows ever made. So, like, yeah, go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
okay,
Counter.
I guess. Okay, go ahead, Mac.
Go ahead. Matt.
Counter.
Sorry, you're just not going to get to talk.
With some types of shows, you're right. Okay? Whenever it comes to some genres and the way that some shows want to go with the directions they want to go, yeah, plot takes a back seat, definitely, man. But to say that plot completely doesn't matter, that's like saying that
No, I didn't
the
say
fact that that's like saying,
Well, I said it
You
kinda
did say it.
yeah, you did.
That's not what I meant, though. I didn't say it very well.
That's not what I
That's
meant.
like saying, "Oh man, it doesn't matter that Sam pooped today." I mean, it's
Well, here's
totally
the thing.
completely relevant.
It matters, but not as it's like a blip on the radar. Because look, I can describe a plot, any plot. Like let's describe Evangelion: a bunch of teenagers defend the world from space monsters or any monsters, whatever. That's not interesting. Nobody gives a fuck.
No,
All
no.
right, but then-
See, you
then
got
you get into-
you even got the plot synopsis wrong. Young boy jacks off to girl in coma.
Oh my god.
Find out why at 11. But it's like, yeah, you can make clickbait out of them, but it's like, dude, plot is just like, okay, A to B to C to D to E. There's
See,
some
but
cool
not
twists
all-
and turns
not all
sometimes.
plots are
Like,
linear.
oh, Monica,
Yeah.
episode 3. Like, all right, that's cool, but like,
But
that's,
like
you don't
Nick hates
remember a
time
show
travel.
for the plot. You don't remember the show for the plot. You
Of
remember
course
it for,
I do.
for the themes and the characters and how cool it looks.
You
and how
don't
cool
remember it
sounds.
for the plot?
Of
No,
course
fuck
I
the plot.
remember it for the plot.
Okay, then here's my thing. Okay, here's what I'm trying to say. Ready?
This is like off topic, but
No, this is perfectly on
It
topic.
kind of apply. It kind of does apply to the whole rewatch
No,
thing
this is-
because
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead, Max. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say it does apply. I mean, it's perfectly relevant.
It is. And this is exactly what I'm trying to say because
or it's like a tangent.
this
yeah, all
this
right.
conversation would not be going this hard right now if it wasn't relevant. Look, let me just say this real quick. Okay, Smokey, be quiet. Babe, shut up. I just told Trisha to shut up. I don't know if she heard me.
Oh no, that was my last Kleenex.
Quit farting. Here's the thing.
I've been sick.
So Conan, right? Each episode, there's like a murder. Now,
All right, let me interrupt you again. No, I'm just kidding.
oh my fucking God. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna shit on your lawn. Okay, here's the thing. When you figure out the murder, it's like, do you really want to go back and rewatch that episode, like, you know, a year later? You know what I mean? Like, you kind of already know what happens. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Actually,
that's what I'm trying to say with a whole show nowadays.
You could argue that the opposite too, though.
Okay, but I'm not doing that.
If it's a mystery and or a strategy show or whatever,
I'm not talking about.
You can pick up on clues.
I'm just talking about
after a rewatch.
I'm just talking about the act of rewatching or the attitude towards rewatching, because that's the feeling I get with whole shows nowadays compared to shows back then.
Yeah, we get it. You're an old fag. It's
no,
fine.
it's not that. It's not that. Well, okay, maybe, but like I'm just saying, like when like Your Lie in April. I'm not gonna rewatch.
Yeah,
that.
You don't like that type of show.
No,
You're lying shit. What?
No, whether I like it or not, I don't. That's not a rewatchable show for me because I know the lie. I know what happens at the end.
That one's less rewatchable. I'll agree, it's less rewatchable because
I'm not.
But you know what is rewatchable? Toradora every year at Christmas.
I'm not. Just,
I don't agree with that either.
But I'm not just talking. I'm not talking about Your Lie in April as like how good of a show it is.
Probably more than.
Or how bad of a show it is. I'm just talking about the way it is, the way it's the plot and everything. Like it builds up.
The way it's
it builds up.
Structured.
The climax. It happens. You figure out what happens. You figure out what the lie is, and then that's
not
it.
what's Sam. That's not really what's important. I mean, that's not what's important about the show. It's like, oh, I figured out the plot. I learned the plot. That's not really. But that's very seldom important unless it's a mystery. That's like the only time it's important.
You have to remember though that and I should have said this at the beginning. This is how I feel about it because like even Little Busters, right? I love that show.
We should just do a show watch on that sometime because neither of us have seen it. I don't think.
I love Little Busters, but rewatching it to me, it is not gonna be as cool as me watching it the first time, because when it
some shows are like
when
that.
It revealed the shit, I was like, ah!
Oh, it's got one of those twists or shock.
What a twist!
It's got the shock value.
It's got an M. Night Shyamalan-esque
Yeah, the M. Night
twist.
Shyamalan. And then once you find out, you're like, well, that was cool.
Well, twist.
That was a fun experience. I went on a roller coaster.
Well, twist or no twist is all I'm saying is, rewatchability seemed more. I feel like it's more apparent with me in older shows than it is, just because of the writing. Because it feels like.
And see, I think that's partially because
they're all sci-fi.
you tend to gravitate more to the older shows, as it is. I mean, as a rule of thumb, you typically like the older stuff, and that's no problem.
You know what?
But the whole argument, though, that I think is kind of being glossed over here is that whenever you look at it, to say that one aspect of it determines rewatchability of every single show is wrong, because just like there's so many different genres, there's so many different ways that these shows are released, and some shows that you wouldn't think would be very rewatchable are actually really rewatchable, that you're just like, man, I love this. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone back and watched Plastic Nason or stupid slapstick comedies just to make me feel good. Even though I know exactly where the routine is going, I still laugh. And also going back into the rewatch thing, plot-heavy stuff. For me personally, whenever I get into a show that has really good writing and it's complex, I like to take a step back, wait about a week, and then I'll go and rewatch it again. Because oftentimes doing that, I'll see something that I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that before. Or I'm like, holy shit, oh, that foreshadowing, something like that. It depends a lot. This is one of those situational things that I think is kind of being glossed over a little bit too much in this topic. And it's really situational. But I can see where each one of you is coming from in this, because you are partially right. But as I said, There's so many different circumstances that this applies to.
Well, and that was going to be my next point, was that I think it is also definitely very show dependent. Like, it goes show by show, like what's rewatchable and not.
So let's list off some pros and cons of like rewatching versus first time watching, because to me,
Madoka Magica episode 3.
Yeah, that's like that's one of those shock value moments, right? If you rewatch it, you're not going to get shocked. You know what's happening, right?
That's why you got to rewatch it with a friend.
It's got more value the first time you watch it.
That's why you got to rewatch it with
rewatch it with a friend and make fun of them for the way they react to it.
Yeah. But like, so there's different. So with first time watching, like you're watching something new, and you're expanding your horizons, and then with rewatching, on the flip side, you're like deepening. You know, it's like hamburger hot dog. You know, first time is a hamburger, second time's a hot dog. You're going deep, dude. Throwing that hot dog down a hallway.
God.
It's like trying to pull a Hummer into an alleyway. Know what I'm saying?
She can suck a golf ball out of a garden hose. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But so like I think I was listening to another podcast. I forgot which one. They were talking about it was Warri Death Show. Shout out to them. They were talking about Kado, The Right Answer, which came out this year. And they had a 3-hour episode on it, which is crazy. But like, they went on, and they came to a conclusion that it's one of those shows that has value as a autopsy rewatch, or an autopsy watch. Really, you're gonna watch it to dissect it and figure out, and figure out which parts are good and which parts are bad. And that's kind of like that's what you do in a rewatch a lot of the times. And actually, you can do that in first time watches too. So this kind of fits both, but I just feel like you need a reason. Like, what are our reasons to watch something again versus to watch a new thing or something we haven't seen yet? Because you can dissect. I feel like you can't really write a review until you've seen it more than once. You know.
Yeah, I'm kind of along the boat that if I rewatch something, I'm going to try and pick it apart a lot more than I will at least the first time. Whenever I watch something the first time through, I'm mainly concentrated on getting the big picture and the things that are right in front of my face, the things that, you just can't miss. That's everything that I try and remember.
The spectacle.
On the rewatch, I go from a macro to a micro. So I'm looking at the little details now. Because I already know what's going to happen. I don't really have to pay so much attention to the subs or anything if I'm watching subbed. So I can take that little bit of time and really, really get like super picky about stuff. Which I can do on a first watch. I don't like doing it because I end up pausing and rewinding a lot.
It's less enjoyable. It's more fun to just kind of
vegetate. That's also what I did.
Ahagao a little bit.
That's also what I did whenever I was watching ReZero. Sorry about that. That's kind of a sore subject, but ReZero sucks. Anyways, that's kind of my standpoint on it. Comparing, the first watch to the rewatch. But there is a place for you to say, man, I wish that I could rewatch this show for the first time, though. Just wipe the mind blank. Just wipe your mind blank and just enjoy something all over again, because there is a certain magic to watching a show for the first time that you're just never going to get back.
Some shows get better, though, after a rewatch.
Nagi no Asukara.
Yeah, for you it's that one. For me it's...
No, I'm just naming that because it was a recent thing. That is a prime example of a show that gets better on a rewatch.
It depends on your mood, too. Sometimes you just feel like it, and maybe you're more in the mood on the second time or whatever. And
sometimes you're just rocking a semi-chub, and it's just not enough,
But I do, like, maybe for me, maybe I just need to go down my mal, right? And just look at, like, all of the recent shows I've added and just been like, which one of these would I rewatch? Because when I was thinking about this topic today, I was only thinking in my head of shows I watched recently, and I think I need to be reminded of all the stuff I've watched. But
yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's
I know
so many new shows.
I know recently. I know I would definitely rewatch like Food Wars, Mob Psycho 100. I would definitely rewatch.
Would you rewatch Surizuri Children?
Actually, I might. Yeah, I
I
would probably rewatch it just because it's
really good.
dynamic.
I actually
I really like the dynamic of it. The way that they kind of take the time to add those subtle little nuances into the characters, I really love that.
I actually would want to rewatch it.
It's really enjoyable.
Rewatch it with like Trisha even. Like
Yeah.
So you could bang.
So we could bang.
Dude, if I'm being totally honest, that's the only show that I would rewatch from this season. Actually, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe like a couple episodes of 18.
I feel like Magical Circle.
Rewatch Kakegurui. You wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
watch
Magical
it?
Circle.
I feel like Magical Circle would be on my rewatch list for sure.
Yeah, for you, I could see that. I really like it, but I just don't see myself watching it again, just because it's like for me, like a really fun one-time thing. But I mean, yeah, I get it though. Like it's really good.
So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this then. I think your spiel and with Mac's spiel put together, I think that's what I'm gonna take away from this, because I think now I want to go through my Mal and really pick it apart and see what I would. I think I might find that my rewatch list would be bigger than what I initially thought. That's what that's my final thought. That's what I'm gonna take away from this anyway.
Well, we got more time, so
we do
we're
have
at
quite
like
a bit of
47
time.
minutes. Yeah. But
that's still my final thought. Shut up.
All right, so
I am
go away. It's
smoking.
me and Mac now.
Hey, you know what we should rewatch? We should rewatch Grave of the Fireflies, guys.
Yeah. You know what? I could. I could do it.
Honestly,
I would.
that's it.
I don't
That
know,
movie
man.
right there.
Like,
You know,
once-
I said it during the Ghibli episode, but it kind of takes a place here too, because
This is a good question.
It
Good-
falls.
A good point.
It falls into this very strange category where the movie is excellent. The movie is really good, but yet it has absolutely zero freaking rewatch value.
Yeah.
And that's because
No,
the
it has a
movie,
lot. It has a lot.
At least
If
for
you're
me, it
studying
has
it-
none. If you're
if you're
studying
like-
it, but if you're
Yeah.
if you're just an anime consumer, if you're just wanting to go out there and
For
you're like,
enjoyment.
yes, if you're just trying to enjoy a series over and over again because you really love it, chances are Grave of the Fireflies is not going to be one of them, because it just drains you so much, because it is so brutal
draining.
about
That's
everything.
That's a good way to.
Yes,
I think that's a key word right there.
Definitely.
it's so brutal with its presentation and with its atmosphere
Yeah.
that you
Well,
just
like-
you don't
oh,
want to
man,
put
that's-
yourself through it again. And
That's a really good point, because like draining versus like revitalizing or
and
whatever.
Don't
making
get me
you-
wrong. Don't get
Giving
me
you
wrong.
more energy.
There are some shows
Gives you
out there
less.
that are dark and that are just really depressing. But honestly,
Angel's Egg.
I wouldn't mind rewatching some of those shows again. But the thing about it is that Grave of the Fireflies was on a whole entirely different level because of the way that the suffering was portrayed, and it was that slow decline throughout the whole movie
Yeah,
that
yeah.
never
It was-
stopped.
It was so stark and real.
It
Yeah.
was. It was very.
It was
was-
the opposite
it
of
was-
escapism.
It was really the opposite of escapism.
But like
Excellent
that's a good.
point.
This
It
brings
was
up a good
just-
question. Like,
It was too tangible.
does an anime need to have rewatch value to be considered great?
I think that's
Or,
also
like,
very
no.
dependent. So I'm gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
say no.
No, it doesn't have to have
As far
rewatch
as, like,
value.
Just wanting to rewatch it. Okay.
Like, for example, excellent example.
and vice versa, I
I-
suppose.
I
Vice versa.
enjoyed Madoka Magica. I did, but I'm not really going to rewatch it because the biggest thing about the show was that initial shock value.
Yeah,
And
it's the twist.
it was the shock
Well,
from going from
there's a few
happy
things that are good
magical
too. Yeah,
girl
there's a
show
lot to say
to
about
like everything got really hyper realistic there all of a sudden and shit's getting real. And the same kind of thing goes with Gakko Garashi. You know, it's that
Yeah,
initial
yeah,
shock factor that draws you in. And that also goes back to what the show is trying to accomplish. So it's just really dependent. And on the flip side of that, since I heard you bring it up,
Yeah, what's the opposite? If a show has a lot of rewatchability, does that mean that it can't be bad? Like, can a bad show have rewatchability?
I'm going to say no, because look at it this way. At the end of the day, what matters whenever you watch a show? No matter what any of us say, no matter what any AniTuber says.
The themes.
What matters at the end of the day is that you enjoyed the show.
If you liked it or not.
And if you're going to go and rewatch something, chances are you enjoyed the show. In fact, I would be damn near positive that you enjoyed it, unless you are forced to rewatch something you don't really like. And I hope to God we never, ever have to cover ReZero or School Days ever again on this podcast.
Mac, in the words of Mike Tyson, I'm going to fuck you till you love me.
Oh, God.
I think I said that on a previous cast.
But, you know, certain people I wouldn't have a problem with, but, bro, I'm not gay.
Listen, here's the thing.
No, I'm not either, dude. I was quoting. It was funny. It was relevant because, like, if you force it down, it's like drinking grapefruit juice. Like, you fucking hate it, but then eventually,
dude, grapefruits are freaking amazing. What are you talking about,
It's like
bro?
the Ab Ripper X. I hate it, but I love it.
Nick is gay confirmed. Anyways, so here's the thing.
I like the bubes.
I'm gonna ask this next question because I'm gonna try and piggyback off what Max said a little bit. What's the most times you
now who's gay? You're piggybacking.
What's the most times you rewatched a show or a movie? I don't know. I feel like movies it's different.
In a day? Just kidding.
I feel like with movies are, with the exception of Grave of the Fireflies, movies are kind of always rewatchable if you enjoyed it.
Yeah, they're shorter. I feel like if it's shorter, there's higher rewatch, like Fooly Cooley, which we'll have an episode on that later on. But
I'll stop you right there because I know exactly where you're going. I wouldn't say it's rewatch value. I'd say it's rewatchability. Different term. Because
what's your difference?
You're gonna make the whole shtick on short shows having higher rewatch value, and I would say they would have a higher rewatchability. It'd be easier to dedicate a shorter amount of time to rewatching it.
Right.
But
that's why I was saying it's kind of hard to say it with movies because
for value. It's just what's good. Like that is the more value.
If you enjoyed the movie, you're gonna watch it.
I don't know.
Like it's a movie. You know what
Dude,
I mean?
You know how many times I've seen Shrek? Holy fucking shit.
Somebody once told me.
No, I think I've literally watched that movie 50 times. Maybe not quite that. Maybe like 30, but a lot.
You want to know something that I have rewatched way too much of? Star Trek: The Next Generation.
That's a whole show, too.
Anytime it's on TV, I watch episodes of it, and there is not an episode of that show out of like 8 seasons that I have not seen at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
I have rewatched.
And that's dedication. That's fandom right there.
I have rewatched.
It's a Trekkie.
Man. The Street Fighter.
Let's talk about anime, though.
The Street Fighter 2. The Street Fighter 2 anime movie. I have seen that so many fucking times. I'm such a Street Fighter.
Is that even good? I haven't heard anything about
the
that.
dub is so bad. The movie is good. The movie's okay.
Hey, you know what I've rewatched? I've rewatched that AMV where they take that song "Do You Take It in the Ass" and have a video of Monogatari to it.
Mac. Come on.
Nick, there's only one scene that you need to watch from the Street Fighter 2 anime movie, and I'll link it to you after we're done here. And that's Chun-Li.
Why does he? Why does he go?
No, it's Chun-Li. It's Chun-Li coming out of the shower.
Oh, JoJo. That's a lot of rewatch.
Chun-Li coming
right
out of
there.
the shower
Memes.
and Vega ambushing her, and they fight in her apartment.
Oh, dude, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Wait, is this the real life version?
No,
or
it's the anime one.
Okay, I know. I've seen that.
But I love Street Fighter, so I watched it so much as a kid. When I was a kid, I was like, "It's the greatest thing in the world." But most
when you were a kid, you're like,
most times I've rewatched a show, I've probably watched.
Let's say, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Well, let's like say 12 episodes or more because 6 is almost. Like It's like
I've got a good one here towards the end. What show for you personally has the highest rewatch value?
Yeah. So real quick, lightning round. Like, which ones have you rewatched the most, Sam? Like, just whatever pops in your head. Like,
probably Nadesco or Dragon Ball Z or Evangelion. Those three, for sure.
Okay. For me, that's because this kind of dovetails into this question. At what point is it too much? And for me, I think there is a point where watching Evangelion would get to be too much.
Not for me.
Because it's my favorite show, personally.
It's kind of like
and I'm afraid
fapping
that if
too
I
much
keep
in
watching
one
it,
day.
I'm going to get jaded, you know? Like,
That's
I don't want to get jaded and not like something because I overdo it, like eating too much candy or whatever. So I've only seen Evangelion like 3 times.
I watched it
You
so
know,
many
and
times.
yeah, like it has a ton of rewatch. Like I could watch it a lot more, but I'm just trying to savor it.
I
you
will
know?
agree with you on that.
Ooh.
Evangelion has a ton of rewatch value.
Oh, Samurai Champloo.
We're still talking about it 20 years later.
Samurai
like, of
Champloo
course,
is one
it's
I
insane.
rewatched a bunch actually too.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, I think I've only seen that once, but yeah, I would definitely rewatch that
Dude,
one.
you have to. It's funnier
Let's
the
see
second
here.
time around, I think.
Shows that I've rewatched the most of. I've seen Clannad multiple times, both first and second seasons.
I could never rewatch that one.
I've seen. I'm a glutton for punishment. Hot.
No, just 'cause it was,
Nagi no Asukara. I've seen that at least 3 or 4 times now, and Toradora. I rewatch it every single Christmas.
there's a common theme here. They're all the same show.
I mean,
No, not
I'm
really.
a suck. Look.
I'm
I'm
just
gonna be
kidding.
I'm gonna be really real with you. I'm a guy that lives in Tennessee that used to be a mechanic, and who works out on a freaking airport ramp every day. But I'll be damned if I'm not a sucker for good romance,
Yeah, that's your jam, bruh.
dude. It's just it just makes my penis, y'all, some sort of way.
I love romance.
Like I'm talking like at least like 15 degrees right, y'all.
Okay, I'll tell you what though. So, what about you, Nick? What are shows that
Oh,
you
did I even?
rewatch?
I was like, did I even say it? I don't remember.
I don't think you did.
I think probably Fooly Cooley.
No, you said 12 or more.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I
I
just
think-
fucked up, bro. I cheated.
broke your own
Okay,
rules.
maybe Cowboy Bebop.
You go to
but not
jail.
the whole show.
You go to jail.
Yeah, I would say Cowboy Bebop I've watched the most, but not the whole show. Only like certain episodes. But I'm doing like a rewatch right now. No, Cowboy Bebop. Oh no, I've rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho once,
That's kind of a long
Which is
one,
kind
to
of a
be
lot.
fair, because it's like,
but no,
it's like,
it was yeah.
it's like 60 some episodes, 50 some episodes.
And Dragon Ball Z, I've seen episodes like probably twice, I would say. Yeah, I don't do a lot of rewatching lately because there's just so much shit I have to watch. Like there's so many great things that I have to still watch.
Yeah, that's same for me too.
Not even seasonal
Okay,
stuff, like great
so-
stuff.
right. That's
Now
same
that
for me,
we
too.
did that part, now we can
But I
kind of
do enjoy
segue.
it, yeah.
Now we can kind of segue into what show to you has the highest rewatch value, and you can name a show that you've already named if you want.
Okay.
Because
I'm
we
gonna
mentioned
say-
stuff that has low rewatch value, so let's go high rewatch value.
If we're talking TV shows, I'm gonna say it's a toss-up for me between Bebop and Evangelion. I'm gonna go with
respect
Bebop.
that. I can
I'm gonna say
respect
Cowboy
that.
Bebop because it's easier to just pop in an episode.
I
You
can
don't have to
agree
watch
with
the whole
that.
show, and it's still it has like these really strong like serious themes throughout the show, but then it also has like fun, you know, and it looks still really good to this day because like
It
I
looks
think,
nice
you know,
and crisp. Nice and crisp.
yeah, the style they use. Sunrise did a great job on it. Well, Bones, Sunrise, and the music is like
right in the feels. Oh.
it's literally the best soundtrack of any anime. So I'm gonna go with that. But if we're talking like dissecting stuff, I would say for me, Evangelion so far. And then on the flip side, real quick, for a show that has like the least for me that I also thought was good, I'm gonna say Technolize
Fuck me up, fam.
because Mac, did you ever end up finishing that one? It's like
Dude,
so
I
draining.
couldn't do it, man. I was just like, oh my god, it's so much.
It's like you walk into this, like this vacuum, and you're just getting all the energy sucked out of you.
But I
And
will say
it's
that's
really good.
But I will say
like,
that's a testament to how good that show is.
well, it does have some flaws. Also, like in the middle portion,
Every
it
show
drags.
has flaws.
It drags in the middle portion, but the beginning and the end arcs are like super interesting and intriguing, and the whole atmosphere is like weighty, you know. But like, yeah, that's the opposite for me. So I would say Cowboy Bebop for me. Yeah, go ahead.
For me, if it's like episodic kind of, Samurai Champloo.
Martian successor Nadesco.
Oh, dude,
Sam-
real
Oh,
quick.
damn it.
I said walk into a vacuum. I meant to say vacuum cleaner or like black hole, because a vacuum would just be like empty space, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be anything.
Right. I'm
A little bit of both, whatever.
I'm gonna try and say some that I haven't already mentioned, with the exception of Samurai Champloo.
I know
but
math and
Samurai
physics,
Champloo
not
is
really.
definitely high rewatchability, because that's also one where you can just pop in.
Oh yeah, Watanabe, another Watanabe show.
Yeah, yeah.
Space Dandy, that's another one. Yeah, all Watanabe shows. Just watch them a million times.
Jewett Gene. Also, for one that if I want to watch from start to finish rewatch, Food Wars. Even though it's a competition show and you know who's gonna win, it's just got high rewatchability for two reasons: hype and food porn. That
Nice.
food and anime has no business looking that good, but it does.
Okay,
Especially
so
in Ghibli films.
that's a good one. Mine, I knew immediately whenever I brought this question up what my answer was going to be. The Ghost Stories dub.
Yeah, boy.
That one. So much rewatch value. Like, you could just sit there and get drunk and just watch it over and over again. Oh, it's so great. Oh, man.
Everybody needs to watch that one.
Shirotabi, as much as we wanted it to be, we could never be together. Not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black.
So stupid.
I can't believe they did that in the official dub.
Yeah.
Holy
Well, there
shit.
was. It's funny too, because there was this thing going around Facebook recently where it was like, there was a caption under it that said, "This is the actual dub," and people were sharing it all over, saying, "What is this anime? What is this anime?" And I kept commenting on everyone's post. I was like, "Dude, it's Ghost Stories," and I would explain what happened to them, and they'd just be like, "No fucking way," and they would go and
Dude,
watch
the
it.
dub is so freaking great. Like, it goes so meta. Oh, it's amazing, man.
Because I didn't
Oh,
hear.
My favorite's the little kid who doesn't actually talk. He just whines.
Such a pretty kitty. Such a cute kitty.
What's wrong, Ketchero? Are you retarded? Blah, blah. Jesus Christ, I hope you're adopted. And
God.
Best
on
boy
that
right there.
bombshell of
Yeah.
inappropriate comments in an official dub,
So do we got any final thoughts?
Well, I already said my final thought, but that's.
Oh, we gotta give our contact info.
Oh, let's do it. Let's.
Don't forget to. Don't forget to. This is what I wrote
don't
in the
forget.
document.
Don't forget,
Don't
guys.
regret. That's forgetting and regretting at the same time.
Hold on.
Remember-
let me get the setup. Let me
remember-
get the setup. Till we get a
Remember,
drop in, get the
guys,
setup.
you can contact Mac on Discord, or you can send me an email at macgun289@gmail.com, or you can send me actual mail. But I don't know if I want to say that in a podcast
should
episode
set
that
up a-
goes out to the
Set
internet.
up a PO box. But like, listen.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
You know you. Oh my god. Perfect.
That was right on the show sheet.
Great.
I got to read off it, dude. We got to stick to the script.
Okay. Listen, twitter.animesummit.net. Follow us. iTunes.animesummit.net. RSS.animesummit.net. And for the YouTube, hit that subscribe, like, hit the bell so you get notifications to your mobile device. YT.animesummit.net. And on YouTube videos and animesummit.net, you'll also find Discord link, permanent link to join our Discord. Hang out with us, talk with us, play video games with us. And also subscribe to Anime Summit Extra, which you will find the link on the main page of Anime Summit. Subscribe to that bitch, because we are putting some fun party content over there that's not normal podcasty review content.
It may not even be anime related.
It may not even be anime.
In fact, for the most part, it's not.
Yeah, we got a Discord. We got Twitter.
We got Twatter. Yeah, we mentioned Discord and
I
Twatter.
said all that already.
Oh, we
Good
did?
job,
Shit.
Nick.
Yeah,
Way to listen.
I was reading off the script again.
Okay,
My
yeah,
bad.
no, don't do it. I already did all of it.
I was gonna do the Joey
Nick-
Diaz, but I can't. I don't have a deep enough voice for that.
Okay, yeah,
so.
no, it's fine. Diabetes. Okay,
Oh,
so do it.
Top
Do
2
it.
diabetes
And make sure
testing
you subscribe to
supplies.
Anime Summit Extra because I am putting up Let's Plays on there of cool fighting games, doing cool stuff. I already made another one. I'm going to put it up there soon. I'm making another one this weekend, and we're going to have fun. We're going to party. We're going to get drunk. We're going to smoke cocaine with Smokey.
Do you smoke cocaine?
We're going to huff Mara Jonas.
Is that a thing?
We're going to huff Mara Jonas.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Totally, dude.
Nice.
Isn't that what the kids do? Is that how you do it?
But will you be snorting a line of coke off a hooker's tight stomach?
Get some belly button lint
Has
in there,
anyone
too.
asked Coco if he's done that yet? We should ask him.
If he snorted coke
Probably.
off a hooker's tight
He said he wants to
stomach.
go to the Winter Olympics in Korea, and I'm like, dude, you better hit up that village and bang some gymnasts and shit.
Cuoco wouldn't survive in the winter. He was such a little pussy in Minnesota.
That's true, but no, then that's an excuse to talk to chick and be like, I need warm.
One day I was
touch my wiener.
wearing shorts, and Coco's like, "Why are you wearing shorts?" Because you're a
Cuoco's
little
like
bitch.
over there dying.
Because you're a wuss factor. That's why. Fuck boy, get out
Like
of here.
whenever we went to go warm up my car one night, it's like, maybe, about 10, 12 degrees. So I'm walking out there to warm up my car. Started up, Cuoco already walked out, and he's like just like sitting beside me like
And me and Nick are just like
You
talking
little
like, "Oh
pussy.
yeah, dude. So yeah, fucking that one show, dude. Like yeah, like."
Yeah, dude, feels good. We were out there naked too.
Yeah,
And-
we were naked.
smashing beers against our foreheads.
So
As you do.
on that bombshell that
Yeah,
they
ice
rode around
fishing.
naked.
There's a lot of that here, but
On that bombshell that they rode around naked in the back of my car. I have been Mac. With me has been Sam and Nick, and I find out too much damn things on this podcast, apparently. And we have been the not so politically correct anime podcast. Oh, thank you.
Bye.
But seriously, no, if you want to send fan mail to me, just go ahead and send it. You just title it Michael Comer.
Actually, we're gonna set up a
And-
PO box.
MLG
And go ahead and send it to 5335 Whites Creek Pike, Whites Creek, Tennessee 37189.
There we go. That's the good one.